Greetings, fellow industrialists. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Songs of Syx, episode 14, Clay Causeway. The poll continues. It's tied, so if you haven't voted yet, I'll give you one more minute to vote. And if it remains tied, I will flip a coin. So our cotton farms at present, which is in its infancy, is about netting even with our weaving. So if you were to vote on focus on clothing all to tier 2, we would need some additional cotton farms, I think. But this cotton farm yield is going to go up as their skill increases. And as a full year's worth of like tilling and sowing and de-weeding and all that takes place. Can I flip for trio choices? I mean, no. I don't have a cylinder or something. I mean, I guess I could glue a bunch of 3 quarters together and flip that, but that'd be weird. Look at our food. Nice. We have almost 3 years of food. This is the power of apple orchards. Fruit orchards. They're just good. They're just real good. Okay, we are going to go with better surfaces. Got it. Improve civic services. So, the first amongst them, which is easy to do, is bathing. So let's unlock that. And here, I forgot to show you, but here's the stage where actors... I'm gonna fire 2 of them. Go get a real job. But actors entertain people. Sorry if you're an actor, I was just teasing. So part of unlocking bathing also unlocks plumbing, which I explained briefly, but like moats, culverts, ponds, pools, you know, that kind of stuff. But one of the needs that they keep coming up with, if we take a look at surfaces here, these are all the surfaces. So stages, and if I wanted to improve my stage, I would need cut stone. If I wanted to improve my shrines, I would need worshipping with style, which is a tech. If I wanted to improve my markets, I would need fancy markets or refined tastes. And refined tastes take pottery, and fancy markets take pottery. So a lot of the surface improvements require resources. So pottery, for instance, is derived from clay. And I do have some clay west of me. So it might not be a terrible idea to start with the remaining research points I have to unlock pottery and masonry. As industries to ramp up. There's other methods to do as well for increasing surfaces, like upgraded wells, which need clay, but I don't need to research anything for clay. Because I already have the bathing technology. I just got it. And then hearths, which require fancy hearths, but fancy hearths require metal and cut stone, which is masonry and smelting. So a lot of the service improvements to be gained are as a result of industry chains that I don't yet have. But what I do have is bathing. I hope. I might not... Actually, I might take that bet. Eat my words. Yeah, it costs... cut stone and smelting. Okay, as I feared. So what I'm gonna do in this case is forget bathing and forget plumbing for now, putting it back in the frozen category to be freed up for further research, and instead knowing that a lot of our service improvements require resources that I don't have access to get said resources. So by getting clay, cut stone, and metal. Improve surfaces by getting clay, cut stone, and metal. Lofty goals, but I like lofty goals. So let's do clay first. Clay is going to be the easiest. So on this map, there are some clay pits west of me. And I'm going to create a 6x6 little spot of clay here with some internal storages and enough auxiliaries to ramp up production up to 100%. There it is. And this will house up to 12 workers at 100% efficiency to produce clay. It's more than I need, but I can scale it up as required. This is also going to need a small neighborhood to support the clay industry. Because, so I'm going to build a micro neighborhood here in this shallow water. And then run a path over to it like this. Connected to our sea janitor. So this is going to be the deep sea janitor. I guess SpongeBob will work over here or something. So this is going to require a janitor, as I just mentioned. I'll put the janitor here. With a door. And one of the reasons I can start to do stuff like this is with the abundance of food that I have, I can very easily add more people because we're able to feed more people. So I'm not too worried about taking on more costly and difficult projects because I have the capacity to do it, which is great. The other thing that these people might need is like temples and the like. That's going to be a little bit harder to supply, but like I'm down to try. So let's get in the houses. And maybe an apartment. We're going to want a hearth. Which I'm going to put the hearth closer to the clay pit. Because that's where they're going to spend some time. And the well. Interestingly, we're in the ocean, so like a well isn't super necessary, but I'm going to include the well anyway. I'm going to put the well over here. I'm not going to worry... I don't think I'm going to service these people until I have an excess of population with, like, food distribution. They're just going to have to hoof it back to the mainland. At least for now. But yeah, we are... because temples just require maintenance and not people actively working, I'll probably put a speaker here for some basic entertainment. And then it will be a morale officer. Yeah, we'll just yell at them. There we go, speaker. And then we'll do religion. Can I fit 2 of these in here? Oh, I don't know. Yes, I can. Barely. And then we'll need to round things out and to include things like a tree. Yes, a tree in the middle of the ocean. Some benches. And maybe another tree. Just because they're in a far-flung spot doesn't mean I necessarily want to fully neglect them. I don't. We're going to give them a lot of the infrastructure that they would have back over here. And at some point, if we are drawing a lot of clay from the clay pit, I'll even consider adding in, you know, food markets and the like. It really depends on how many people actually end up living out here. Oh, come on. It doesn't quite fit. I could obviously put apartments around here because this is the shallows. So if I wanted to, I could do like apartments surrounding the or even longhouses. It really depends on how many people end up living out there. But yep, that's the project for now. Cut stone is a little easier. So cut stone is just a mason. And we already have a warehouse full of stone here. So it makes sense to just put the mason here. Like, don't have to move the goods. So let's go ahead and do that. Add a masonry. Maybe what I want to do is build it off the back of the structure I already have or something. And then change the... because this form factor is different than my normal... Oh, so here is the first case of, hey, I want free stuff. They're asking for almost all of my grain? Dude. I don't think so. Jalawar, you're going to find yourself in a war if you keep up those kind of requests. Oh, right. The masonry requires ore ahead of time. Okay. Well, that means we need to tap one of the ore mines. So I'm going to have you guys decide which one. We have ore and coal here, or ore and coal here. Over here we have gems as well, and cut stone, and Sithalon ore, which is like a fancy ore. Think of Sithalon ore as like jade. I think that would be a good analogous material. It's not something you use for war. It's not something you use for, and you know, it's a fancy. We don't have cut stone over here. So my inclination is to tap this, but we don't have to. Only because cut stone, these stone deposits, are probably not going to be needed given how much stone is on the map here. So what mines to build? Northwest or northeast? Functionally, they're pretty much the same. It's just a matter of distance, one way or the other. And then maintaining the roads between them. That was a cheeky gift, yeah. And, who asked for it? Crackland. Okay. These guys asked for it. And I was like, no. You're not getting all of my grain. Shove it. I didn't accept any of your gifts. So, you know, piss off, clown, is what I was thinking. It's not what I said. I said, oh, I'm sorry, but we're so impoverished, I cannot afford it without depriving my own citizens. Good luck with your project. And then I mumbled, jerk off, under my breath. But, you know, in Cretonian, so he didn't understand. What is the difference between mines? Between the northwest and the northeast? Functionally not. It's just wherever you want me to go. It looks like northwest seems to be the winning option. But there is no functional difference. Really the only difference is the northwest mountains have stone that I could quarry out of the mountain for a renewable source of stone, whereas the northeast doesn't. But raw stone is not a bottleneck for me, even a little bit, because the map is full of stone. Right, there's something like 100,000 stone to be collected amongst the desert here. So, like, a cut stone mine is not a mine I'm going to build. which is why it's functionally the same. I need more odd jobbers. Authorize everyone. Oh, and I just got the title of apprentice, which allows me to build army supply depots and ration maker. Oh, that's why I couldn't find the ration maker in the research tree, because it was unlocked through titles. That's right. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about those 2 new unlocks because they're really not relevant to what I'm working on. Just that this allows... Army Supply Depot allows you to deploy your army on the world map so that you can besiege and conquer people. And then the ration maker makes the rations that your army uses to march around. Your army marches on way more than just rations. They want booze, they want clothing, they want armor, they want weapons, they want rations, they want furniture, they want machinery. I mean, they'll want everything, if they can have it. So, we just allowed a huge amount of people in, and it looks like we're going to go to the Northwest Mines. So that will be my next project after I finish this clay. The other thing that we lack for this is we are lacking a warehouse, and that was somewhat intentional. And the reason is I don't want to store my clay out here because I don't intend to have a pottery out here. So the other thing that I want to unlock with this eventually is pottery, because the clay by itself is not particularly useful. But I think what I'll do is in this area here, I'm going to add like masonry and pottery, which means this warehouse, I might rework the warehouses, but we're going to want to employ our first hauler or full-time delivery person to regularly obtain the clay, which also means that I'll probably want a road more as the crow flies. Something like, whoop, that's way wide, but something like this straight to the warehouse it's going to be stored in, so that the hauler or deliveryman that is hired to regularly grab that, whatever it is, or grab the clay, has a direct path. As you can see, if we take a look at the path usage, all the odd jobbers are just like marching along this forest line to get to the job site. But how they get to the job site doesn't really matter because it's only a one-time thing. But if we're moving clay, we're going to want to get to the to and from the clay site in the warehouse that has the clay. I think I am going to redesign these warehouses. I think they're gonna bother me enough that, and it's a easy enough task to rebuild them that I'll just do that. So, let's build a masonry, even though I don't have the materials to finish it. And a pottery. Again, I don't have the materials to finish it, but just get the plans in now. Yeah, this will do. Did I unlock pottery? No, I haven't. Pottery. Cool. And then I'm going to move around the trees that are here so they fit better into the space. And the reason I'm putting it here is this area can be served by this cul-de-sac of people or this cul-de-sac of people. So expanding either of those cul-de-sacs add to this industry, which makes sense to me. Can you get over 100% efficiency with auxiliary stations? No, but you can get over 100% efficiency with research. So if I got pottery bonus, I would get a 5% pottery bonus, right? And that brings your efficiency up. Or tools, or there's a bunch of other ways to do it, but not with auxiliary stations. Auxiliary stations you can think of like, if you're a cook in a kitchen and you have no counter space, it's going to suck to cook. But at some point you're going to have enough counter space that more counter space doesn't make you faster at cooking. It's just extra room for stuff that you're not using. You can think of that as like how auxiliary stations kind of function. It's, you know, having a room full of counters doesn't make you faster at cooking it at some point. That would be maybe an appropriate analogy. Oh, whoa. I was like, why are my roads so big? Alright, so we got pottery and masonry, and we'll actually be able to start making the pots once we have the clay, which is actually getting built right now. Sweet. But none of the infrastructure for the clay is built. Oh, good, you're not dead. I was like, you're just skinny dipping. I was like, is there a corpse in the water? Do we have a floater already? So I'm going to reduce the clay diggers to just like, let's say 3 for now. Actually, I'm going to do 0 until we actually have the buildings up for them to live in. Otherwise, they're just going to be homeless. So see, there's a Cretonian already who is homeless. This Cretonian is the speaker who works at this speaker podium. There's no houses nearby. So in choosing to work here, he doesn't have a home. So I'm going to fire him until we have homes built. So I'm changing this bulk goods. I mean, I could leave it there. It does not hurt me, but I'm gonna preferentially put the materials in here. It's funny that he got fired immediately for skinny dipping. Yes. I see you, and you're fired. Yeah. There. Sort of. Okay. So once these construction projects are done, I'll start to do the mega road all the way out to the Northwest Mines. Because without metal, we don't have a masonry, and we don't have any of these service upgrades required. There's the potter. I'm going to close this down too, because I don't have clay yet. And we don't have homes yet. All right, warehouses. So this is going to be clay and pottery. We'll do clay and pottery in equal quantities. And then this one is going to be stone and cut stone. I'm just going to call it masonry. Mostly stone with a little cut stone. There we go. Now, if I wanted a hauler to haul... I probably won't end up using this, but I just wanted to demonstrate it. So, the way haulers work is it's someone that is dedicated just to move a one type of thing around. So I'll build a hauler just to show you how you would use a hauler. I hope. I don't often use haulers, so I hope I'm not getting it wrong, but I'll show you first. Oh, and there we go. We have an apartment for the janitor that works here, and the apartment can house 2 more people. So let's reactivate the speaker. And then put 1 person in the clay. And that will be the 3 people that live there. And then as the longhouse gets built, we can obviously ramp it up more. Decibels, thank you for the resub. Time does fly, I know. So the hauler. The way this works, and I'm just going to pause, is once you have someone working here, you radius just like the other warehouses, but what you say is you can order the hauler to pull resources from somewhere. Like, let's say, a storage site locally of clay here. So I could have a tiny little warehouse with clay to then pull clay from this storage site. And then after I do that, I can then tell this warehouse to pull from the hauler so that once the hauler hauls clay to right outside the storage house, I can then pull it into the storage house so that you're moving things along as like a chain. That can be really useful when you need to move a lot of bulk goods a far distance. So I guess what I could do is I can ask you guys, I'll poll you guys whether you think I should employ haulers for this or just someone working in the warehouse, a warehouse delivery man. Because I could achieve roughly the same efficiency with a warehouse delivery man. They just aren't able to hold as much. But with the hauler, I'll probably need like 2 people, whereas the warehouse delivery man, maybe I can get away with 1. Should I employ a hauler for clay? Yes or no? And if yes, I'll build another warehouse down there to locally house the clay and then to move it. Up to you. Alright, so the other thing that we're going to need, if I am going all the way northwest, is let's unlock smelting. And then with the metal that we're getting, I'll eventually get stuff like fancy hearths, fancy markets, you know, all the stuff that we need. But the first thing I might try for is bathing. Because that's a new service rather than an upgraded old service. So it counts for more, I think. Okay, this clay digger is digging up clay, and this little worker island is almost done being built. Oh, is my carpenter off? No, it's not off, but it's ramped down. Change that. Because I ran out... In building all of this stuff, I ran out of furniture. Let's rename the janitors. You are the research janitor. And you are the Skull Island generator. Come on, odd jobbers. I'm not out of stone. I'm not out of wood. Get this done. This would be pretty baller to live on. Little isthmus, man-made isthmus, where you just have your temples and your your harmony trees and your benches, and you're just left alone. So you guys do want me to employ a hauler for clay? All right. Let's get a micro warehouse here. Doesn't need to be that big because it's not intended to fill up. Whoops. So there it is. And we'll get that built. And then employ a hauler. Might as well make it a little round, because nothing else in this courtyard is round. If I look at the roundness, nothing is round because of the sea. So this will be the only round thing around. I could fix that. I'll go a little bit of effort to make it slightly round. Oh, that's deep water. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Oh no, it's not deep water. Is this shallow water? Yeah, this is shallow. Okay, yeah. I take it back. I untake it back. We're gonna make the side of that building round. And then add a little roundness here. A little roundness here. And here. For aesthetics. All the things we do for aesthetics, right? No, we can't get there. Let's go ahead and delete this wall so we can. Oh, are you trapped? Oh, you dummy. How are you not trapped? You are trapped. But the game says you're not. Oh, because you can swim. Well, look at you, Mr. Fancy. Swim to your freedom. Alright. Now we take a look at the roundness. Things are round around here. Giving us that aesthetically pleasing roundness bonus. And then we take a look at harmony. It should be pretty harmonious. Yep, pretty harmonious. So yeah, I would say this project is pretty good. A little clay island that we got here. And I really like the aesthetics of it. Of like, I don't know, just like a sprawling city reaching out for resources. That kind of concept. So we're almost done with this warehouse to temporarily store the clay and then to haul it over to the permanent storage. Okay. Temp, clay, or actually I could just call this clay. Clay warehouse. So this thing is just clay. 6 units of clay. And then, I guess I deleted the hauler, so I have to put it back. Alright, so this hauler moves clay from warehouse And that's pull source. And then the warehouse pulls clay from the hauler. Oh, it's already set up. Perfect. So we have our hauler working. So now we have that, I can add some additional clay diggers because we have a longhouse to house them. So I'll do 4. And we'll start making pottery in a minute. And hopefully we'll see the... I can track the hauler. So once this warehouse gets some clay, we'll be able to track the hauler to see its progress. So clay and pottery is obtained. Well, not yet. I don't have pottery yet, but pretty soon. Once we have clay in this warehouse, I'll start opening up the pottery. All right. The next part is the ore and coal mines. So, there is ore here. 10 by 7. That's pretty big. Yoda, why are you making all sorts of weird noises? Okay, so efficiency is now 100%. A little bit of local storage. Oh, you know what? I boxed out all the storage positions by doing the efficiencies. So storage there. I'll do another micro auxiliary here. Oh, we're already at 100%. All right, so that is the ore mine. Done. I'm also going to dig into the mountain here so that we have like a cleaner path back to our main everything. This might be a case, we'll see about our odd jobbers if I need to put down a work site or workstation out here or not. And then because I don't want to have to make charcoal by hand, I'm also going to do the same thing for coal. This is coal? Yes. So this was 63 units. I'll do the same. 7 by 9. Storage at the entryway. Auxiliary facilities. Up to 100%. And done. And then this one, we really need to dig into the mountain. We'll dig into the mountain. Thank you for tuning in to Songs of Syx, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon November 23rd. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm not looking for feedback. This episode was cut from a marathon, and the marathon was streamed one time only, so feedback cannot be incorporated. If you would like to join a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. And if you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. A link to my Patreon page can be found there as well, if that interests you. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow Cretonians.